Thank you very much. I'm so appreciative that you guys are here. It's been a long time, I guess 3 years since I have played with Paradise Symphony, and of course, it's been not that long since I was 12 years old and I played in the orchestra. Yeah, four or 5 years, yeah. But I'm thrilled to be back and doing actually my show, which I love to do with symphony orchestras. I do it in schools with a pianist, but it's so much fun to have the backing of the whole orchestra. So, I thought, you see all that list. This is going to fall, but that's good for the show. Okay, there. I thought you see that long list on your program, and you're like, wow, how long are we going to have to stay? But the beautiful thing about it is, and we love it, I love it, is that it's little snippets of each piece. And then you get to know, if you like the piece, you can go get a CD. And it's kind of, I like to educate you at the same time as we have fun. So we're going to start, let's say, 300 years ago. At the times of the kings and queens, now you know they didn't have electricity, right? So they didn't have Game Boys or computers or, well, even electricity, did they? No. And I know that seems like kind of odd, but we're shocked that what did they do? What did they do for entertainment? Well, they played music. And because my violin is my favorite instrument, I wanted to have you guys hear what Rudy sounds like all by himself. So I'm going to play a little bit of Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach, and he actually wrote for the kings and queens 300 years ago. To me, it sounds a little bit like our bluegrass today. So let's see if it does. Several of those, in fact 6 of them for just solo violin, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So that was just a little bit of Mr. Bach's music. Now, about the same time, you notice on your program, lived a man named Mr. Vivaldi, Antonio Vivaldi. Now, he was from Italy, quite a different sound, but he loved to imitate nature. And you might think, well, how can you imitate nature with music? But he wrote the seasons, which I love, spring, fall, summer, winter, and luckily, we've had a lot of rain. I love it. And it feels not quite like winter, even though it is. So I thought it'd be wonderful to play the spring sonata, because who doesn't love spring? Now, let's see, how would it sound if we actually imitated nature? So let's take a bird. We've all heard birds, but what about in music? I guess that sounds like a bird. How about a stream, a babbling brook? That sounds kind of like a stream. Why not? And he also put in lightning, a little thunder. He put all that together into his spring sonata, and it makes an amazing weather piece. In fact, you probably will know this piece on the Weather Channel. Little did Vivaldi know his music is still being played, as you see. Boston snowed in, New York snowed in, DC snowed in. So here is the wonderful spring sonata by Mr. Vivaldi. you actually heard three birds. There were three of us playing that incredible little tweet. You could certainly hear the little spring rain, and you could hear the little maybe bickering a little bit between the birds. So thank you. So, Mr. Vivaldi, you heard that. Have you recognize that maybe? Yeah, I thought so. That's the one. And no one ever knows what winter sounds like, or summer, or fall. Somehow he loves spring because it makes us feel so good. But, okay, another composer about that time was another man named Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Now, these are composers we've all heard, right? And they've been gone a long time. It's about 250 years, I would say. Now, he was famous by the time he was 5 years old. And he heard this little folk French tune, and he put it, and we still sing it today, he put it into this wonderful tune. It was my first piece. In fact, I wanted to show you, I brought my very first violin. Oh my God. Now there's a few little teeth marks on it, but don't ask me what that's about. Or took it out on the violin if the piece didn't go too well. But my very first violin, Mr. Mozart wrote this piece that I played. Now, I'll play it a little bit for you. You might recognize it. There's many different words. The reason everybody starts when they're little is because the first few notes, you don't need any hands. Then you need one finger. So I played that very piece on that little violin. It's my very first piece. And who knew that Mr. Mozart actually brought it to us years ago, and we still sing it and play it. So Mr. Mozart was such an incredible musician and a genius that I thought I would play a little more than that. So you can see he actually wrote more than that. He wrote operas and symphonies and string quartets and violin concertos. And I thought I would play a little bit. Again, concertos are usually 3 movements long, but we're going to play a little bit of his first movement of a Mozart violin concerto. It's one of my favorites because it sounds so triumphant. And you can actually see through the music what he was feeling as he was writing it. So here is a wonderful, just a snippet of his Mozart violin concerto, number 4. So you can actually almost hear that played on a trumpet, but he loved the violin more. In fact, when he was 5, his father took him around and he played the violin for the kings and queens. And then he just went crazy composing. How many of you have seen Amadeus? Oh, thank goodness. Because, it dates me. I go places, Amadeus, what, was that a car? What's Amadeus? So thank you for knowing that movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. And he had such character, and you can hear it in his music. Now, kind of moving on in time, I'm going to play you 4 notes. The most famous 4 notes ever in history. I've played on Indian reservations. I've played in the middle of Israel. No matter where I go, people know who this composer is. And let me just play a little bit of it. Give us practice. Just the first four notes. See if you know who wrote this. Anybody? And it's not a dog. Apparently there's a dog named Beethoven, get it? Okay, there's a movie called Beethoven. Anyway, that was Beethoven, and no matter where I go, they just say, Beethoven, because his music, again, moves us, and just those four notes. But did you know he wrote 9 symphonies? And he wrote more than just those 4 notes. There's actually more to the symphony. So probably for the first time in your life, you're going to hear the rest of the symphony. Oh, well, a tiny snippet. So I'm going to let this wonderful Paradise Symphony play you a tiny bit more other than those 4 notes. No, I'm not a fat yellow chicken. I'm not Tina Turner. I am the hot canary. And I tweet, and I might come even to your seat. Uh-oh, but first, I need my feet. They're not just for doing dishes anymore. This is the hot canary, and watch out. exhausted during the show. And I was just taking a breather. I hope you had fun while I was gone. You know, I was back there pondering, thinking, wouldn't it be fun if we had one or two of you, if I could see you, but one or two of you come up who have never gotten to play the violin before. Come up and play the violin right now with us. I don't bite. I've been told I'm nice. Oh, there. You are there. Okay, now, this has to be on the honor system. And I don't want you to think this is a big moment for your child. Because I've been up here with this like 16 children going up my pant leg. So if I can see you, I will hopefully call on you. Is there anybody who has not? Because I know there's, what, is it called Springs in Schools, right? You have a wonderful program already. But it would be fun to have someone who's never played before. I see a lot of hands. Young lady in the white. She was stretching the thrust. Come on up. All right. Wow. And what is your name? Callie. Okay, Callie, have you ever played the violin before? No. Do you solemnly swear you have never played the violin before? Raise your right hand. Is that your right hand? Okay, good. Okay. So have you always wanted, has it been a lifelong dream?
Yes.
Good. But did you think, like, today's my day to get to play the violin? I'll bet not, huh? So this is your lucky day. It's so exciting. And you're big enough that I brought another violin. You don't get to play my little violin, but I'll let you look at it. But this is going to be a little tricky to hold this and do this at the same time. But I brought a special violin for you. Get to hold it just like this. I'm going to give her a quick, easy lesson. Now, wow, she's already so good. Now, we're not going to have a lot of time to learn Mozart and Vivaldi. The show is not that long, so she's going to hold it here. But her favorite thing, you know what? Let's not use the bow. What if I teach you guys an Italian word called pizzicato? Pizzicato. Can you guys say pizzicato? If you say it fast enough, it actually sounds Japanese. Pizzicato. But it's Italian. Now, that means to pluck. So she's going to get to pits with her finger. So, let me have one finger here. Here we go. Wow. You play it even louder? Yes, she can. Okay. Now you might say, well, that doesn't look hard, except she only can play it in one spot. Let's see if she knows where to play it. Let's see if she knows this song. We're going to play it, and you're going to play the perfect note. Just listen very carefully. I bet you'll know. Because you have to have pulse and rhythm, and she got it perfectly. Fantastic. Now, you know what I have here? Wouldn't it be fun to use the bow? Maybe. Now, before we do that, I want to show you. You probably know, I want to show you a little bit about my best friend, Rudy. This is Rudy. He was made in 1804. So he's a little older than I am. He's over 200 years old, and he's handmade. You know, today we have a lot of things made by machines, and it's so wonderful to have these handmade. A lot of us probably have very old instruments. But the thing that I love is the bow. Everyone forgets. They say, oh, I loved your violin, but they forget the bow is like your lungs. So who can tell me what the white part is? Of course, I can't see you at all, but if I could You want to shout it out? Uh-huh. I hope that was not my relative that yelled rubber band. It sure sounded like it. Okay, it does look like a white ribbon or a rubber band, but watch how I turn the magic silver button. It is from a horse, but it's a special part of the horse. Judy Johnson would know this. It is, what's more specific? What's longer? Wow. It's the tail minus the flies. It is the tail of the horse. So it's amazing. And we're very grateful to those horses. But if you have horses, please don't do this to your horse. Leave it up to the professionals. And I've heard, because I actually researched this to make sure that it didn't hurt the horse. They actually comb it, very specialized. They comb it and they get nice strands out, clip it off, and we're very grateful to them. And we need that coarse hair. So don't do it with your own hair either. So I'll put this together, and I'm going to have someone now out there come and use the bow on this violin. Now, is there anybody else who's not played the violin? If I could see you. Want to turn, oh, a miracle. I never know if you're still there. I'm very grateful that you're still here. Okay, we already went to that side. I see 3 stretching very high. Okay, there's only 3 stretching. 4, 5. There's one halfway back. Right there. Okay. I just can't see. Yeah, come on up. Come on up. Give her a big hand. And you guys, I'm so grateful that you were so anxious, and I didn't mean to not pick you. I was just trying to pick other parts. Now, if you want to play, ask your teacher, or we have wonderful strings in schools, which I didn't have, by the way. You're very lucky today. My parents really wanted a violinist. They looked at all the hands, and I had the short, stubby little Vienna sausages. They thought, oh, that's perfect, which it actually isn't, but it makes a nice sound. But it's better to be a little longer.
It might be interesting for the audience to know that their teacher is in the orchestra.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. Well, okay. Yeah, Tom, I want to stand up because a lot of the kids' teachers here. Right here. Here he is. Give him a big hand. Yay. Fantastic. Because, again, it's so fun to play with other kids, and I was just me, myself, and I. But I got to play for the French club. I got to make up characters like you might see, and you got to see the canary. I had a lot of time on my hands. Okay. I think I know you. This is my neighbor, and it was not planned. This is Sierra. Now, Sierra, have you ever played the violin before? Sierra, you're supposed to say no. You wanted to play the violin. I know she really has wanted to play the violin, and I'm so grateful she could come to the concert. So, she's going to play for the very first time. Again, we'll let her get to play the bigger violin because it suits her. Perfect. Now, this is the fun part. I mean, pizzicato was incredible. But it's so fun to get to play with the horse, hair, and the bow. Now let's see her very first note. And then she's actually going to play a piece with the group. So let's hear her drum roll. Wow. Now you just keep that going. Keep that going, and you're going to play. Don't push too hard. Maestro? Hit it. Keep it going. Just keep that going. So that just showed 2 of you guys got to come up, and in seconds you got to learn to play. And it's not too late. I would have picked someone older if they'd had their hand up, but it really is not too late. And anybody in this room can be a singer, play any instrument up here, just to keep music in your life. Now, I actually brought another friend with me. And this friend is not shy, but I think it's kind of self-explanatory. It's a bit like a he, she, I don't know. I'll go get her. I hope she's not asleep. Annie. Like my new hat? Yeah. It's for the holidays. My name is Billy, Bob, Betty, Sue. It saved my parents in food bills and electric bills to just have one, but name him 4 times. And my daddy, he's a very successful dentist. I mean, you should have seen him before he fixed them. It's a miracle. Now, I have been fortunate. Actually, this is my brother right here. That's the only reason I'm here. I'm doing him a favor, playing with his orchestra. Now, for years I have studied music on the fiddle. Now, you've heard all these people play violin. You've heard that girl Dawn play the violin, and I play the fiddle. Now, can I have the lights up? Because I can't see with the lights on or off. But if I could, I'd like someone to tell me if they know the difference between a fiddle and a violin. Now, if you have been told this by me, you may not answer. But I have some fantastic prizes up here. Household appliances, as a matter of fact. So, I know I'm beautiful, but can you turn the spot off, please? So I can see my lovely audience if they raise their hand. Whoa! Of course, like I said, I can't see you anyway, but who knows the difference between fiddle and a violin? Anybody? Franks. Strangs. Oh, yeah, I've heard that one. Strangs. That's good, though. I like that. It's a good accent, but that's wrong. Anybody else? Come on. There's a beautiful prize up here. I'm very proud. What is the difference between a fiddle and a violin? So what does that mean, ma'am? Oh, are you calling these people up here highbrow? Now, I hope that's a compliment. Because they're like my family. Yeah, okay, violin we'll call highbrow, and fiddle is... So what does that mean? Because you are going to get a fantastic prize. What does that mean? Stand up and please, let's stand up. And now explain that. What does that mean then? Okay, we don't have all day. Well? Plain folk. Okay, she's getting worse and worse. So we are plain folk. Okay. Okay, so maybe you're not going to get the prize after all. Now, I understand. Okay, fiddle and violin. What does that mean? Do you have 2 instruments? I'll give it away. I don't have prizes for all of you now. You've all yelled same. It's exactly. I'll show you. This is a violin, and it's a fiddle. Now, those of you who missed it, this is a fiddle, and it's a violin. It's the same thing. Now, you know, you were so good and so smart. Come up and get your prize anyway. Come on. Come on, you started it. Come on. Come on. She's shy. Come on up. Woo-hoo! Uh-oh. Are you okay? Do you have roller skates? I think it's just a clean shot down the middle. All right, you were fantastic. Oh, you know, should I meet you halfway? No, because I want you to work for this prize. I could meet her halfway, but if this prize shines in the light, and I know you guys are going to be jealous. I'll maybe show you. It's okay. You can say, want me to bring it to you? Don't go out the chair. I'll just show it in the light. It is a brand new, and it just came out with this color. Can opener. So just remember, it is the same thing. If you're on for $1 million, what is the difference between a fiddle and a violin? You will know. Okay, thank you. Now, this piece, I think, is going to be our last. I know you're sad. I know. Football game's over, so what else did you have to do? So here we go. We're going to play Orange Blossom Festival. I want to thank this wonderful Paradise Symphony. Give them a big hand. And Dr. Lloyd Bowie for leading us all, and for being my brother. That wants to go faster. I can't hear So, I was thinking, when I was resting back there, well, first of all, would you like to hear another one? Yeah. Okay, we actually have one prepared. I know you're shocked, but are there any questions before we play that last one? And you don't have to. I'm not trying to embarrass you. I've already embarrassed one person enough tonight. She'll never come back. Any other questions? Any questions at all? Are you a stalker? That's kind of personal. Actually, I used to live here when I was this high. Then I grew, and I live in San Francisco now. So, and I have 3 big bodyguards. Yes. The question was, how long did it take me to learn to play the violin? I started about 7 weeks ago. You heard of Rosetta Stone? They have it for music too. Actually, I started when I was 8, so like I said in the beginning, it's not that long ago. But, it takes practice. Like you heard my first piece, right? My very first piece. Not a lot of notes. That's how you start. It's like anything. You start slowly and you build up. So all of us probably started when we were younger. It doesn't mean that it's too late for those of us who are a little older. It doesn't mean we can't play, but it does take developing, like shooting baskets or kicking a ball. So it's not that long. So if you're interested, you should learn now. Okay. Any other question? Is that one of my relatives? Yeah, do I owe you money or anything? I mean, it's... Okay. All right. Anyway, I know you're shocked. Is that a hand up there? Or are you stretching? Getting your coat on? Okay, no. Yes.
How many different countries have you played?
How long do you have? I've played in quite a few. I've played all over Europe. The place I've never gone to, though, I always wanted to play in Korea. I've played in Japan, and I've always wanted to go to Thailand. I've been to Israel. That was pretty cool, and I've played in New Zealand. But haven't played in Australia. But they sound the same, so got the accent kind of down. But who's been to New Zealand? It's one of the most beautiful countries ever made. Yeah, it's gorgeous. So all of you should get to New Zealand if you can. Okay, I'm straying, but it's gorgeous. I think I've been to quite a few. I've been lucky enough to go to quite a few different countries. So as your question was about how long does it take you, you know, if you just practice and practice, it can get good. It can take you all over the world. So it makes it a lot of fun. And I get to meet people and come back home once in a while, too. So, again, I really, really appreciate you guys coming because I know there were a lot of things on you could have done tonight. And I know you're shocked, but I brought another character with me. She's back there. She's a little feisty. Oh, wait, I see another hand. Yes? Have you been texting? Don't let this guy drive. I started yesterday. Okay, I'm going to get my character. My name is Janice, the gypsy. I'm going to play a piece from my homeland named Chardas. Chardas is a song from my country. I actually don't have a home anymore. I'm a gypsy, but you will see my love for life, music, and people in this piece. I hope I can make through it.